Yo, yo. It's Blazy B. Welcome to story time. I just want to tell you guys, okay, so like fun fact, I was in the Peace Corps in Costa Rica and it was the best time of my life. It changed kind of everything. I feel like I was a little more of a businessy, heartless bitch prior. And then Peace Corps made me a bit soft. It made me cry and like my heart grew three sizes. Not that I was like a bitch before, but I feel like Peace Corps in itself, just you kind of go through some shit and you got to rely on other humans, and it's very humbling. But yeah, so Costa Rica, Costa Rica was great. And honestly, it would have been even better. I had extended another year for my third year. We'd kind of come to our completion of our second year, and then COVID hit, and we were all evacuated, all Peace Corps volunteers worldwide. And it was kind of a scramble. It was crazy. It was like, hey, there's a text that went out. Hey, we're getting evacuated. This thing called COVID is hitting. Blah blah blah. You get a week to get all your affairs in order and let's go. Awesome, great. Next day, absolutely not. Borders are closing. You need to get to the capital immediately. Okay, I live 10 hours from the capital. Thankfully, we had a car so we could drive into the bigger bus stop because I missed that bus. And to pack 2 years of your life in 2 hours was, well, impossible for one, but it was a lot. Um, and then traveling all the way to the capital, and then we all had to just be there and get shipped out every few hours. It was quite the traumatic situation. But we are very good friends to this day, and I'm very thankful for that. We've gone through a lot, but so in Costa Rica, there's so much that happens in the Peace Corps, and they even have like a chart of what you're going to go through. You're like your highs and your lows and all this stuff. But I was put with two incredible families. In the first one, so right in the beginning, you get put with like a host family, like for your training time, I should say. And it's a 3 month stint. And so I was with this one family. They're amazing. They're incredible. They took me to get my septum pierced. My host sister went to these dance classes in the city, and they're like these hip hop, dope ass dance classes. So I'd go with her. So we had a blast during that. Learned a lot of Spanish in that time, and then you get shipped off to like your permanent community for your 2 year time frame. And so I was shipped off way down on the border between Costa Rica and Panama. And seriously, like my snap maps would be like, if I go for a walk, I'd be like, welcome to Panama. And I'm like, no, I'm like on the border, but I'm still in Costa Rica. And so it was an interesting place because on the other side, on the Panamanian side, we were allowed to like walk that. Like they kind of, it's like, and then they've got like the entrance into Panama. But a lot of indigenous people live there, and they're the Nobe Bugle tribe, and so they live on this Panamanian side, but they have border rights, so they usually go to school in Costa Rica in our town, and then they like return home on the other side, and I mean it's like a half-mile walk. So it was crazy the different types of people that were in all the different areas of Costa Rica. I mean, they're truly all the different regions are very distinct, especially skin tone as well. So you kind of know where everyone's from, and there's some racism in that, obviously. But so the indigenous, they would come over to pick our coffee farms and like work during the coffee season. And they're so interesting. So first of all, I'm white, obviously, and I'm a white female, and I love to go for walks. I went for a walk almost every day, and I'm up in the mountains, and so I've got my camelback on, and I got my headphones in, and I'm like waiting for a dog to attack me, so I got like rocks ready to go because that's quite common. They just come after you. Usually I get them like if I bend down to like greet them, they'll like roll over. Ridiculous, but there's such a fear of dogs in Costa Rica because they're everywhere. So I'd go on these walks through these coffee fields. I mean, my walking days every day were Such bliss. Let me tell you, 2 years in the Peace Corps will just do you well. In Costa Rica, I guess, I cannot speak for other parts of the world. I know we call our like Costa is a little more posh core, because I mean, we didn't have to like walk for our water. We didn't have to do a lot of things. They were just there. So anyways, but the way different people treat you, right, I'm very much stared at. And Costa Ricans in general, they're pretty good. Like they're going to acknowledge you, but like, cool. The indigenous, they have like no shame in the stare. They just stare at you. So you're on the bus, and if there's indigenous, I mean, they're just like staring at you, plain just like I'd smile, look down, look up, still staring. Adults, pretty good. Kids, also, I've got blue eyes. My blue eyes, they like believe that you can like see into the soul. So blue eyes are like the clear eyes, I guess, because they're just like the reflection of the sky. And so, anyways, they kind of are like freaked out by these clear. They're either like into it or they're kind of like, whoa, there's like some voodoo behind it. But the kids, they always like want to look at your eyes. And so I, do the turn away, like, and like scare the shit out of these kids. That was so funny. Like just the different mannerisms. And once you got the language going, it was like I could be more personable with people. I could like crack jokes. I could be in the conversation. So even, like peekaboo on the bus it was chill. I wasn't gonna kill him with my soul, right? The indigenous, yeah. They usually speak their language, and it's really hard when they go to elementary school in Costa Rica and they don't know any Spanish. So they are coming in needing to even learn a new language, and need to learn dental hygiene, need to learn hygiene in general. It's very interesting. Where I was a big mixture of people. And only a town of like 486 people, so I stood out. A lot of people stood out, like you knew where everybody was at all times. It was pretty great, but also crazy because you had to be on at all times. Like they say Peace Corps, you work 24/7. You really do, because you got to keep up appearances. And I was naughty a few times, and I got I ate my own shit after that. It's like, I'm not doing that again. Like, I'm not drinking in sight ever again. And that's okay. I'm going to make, that decision. I had and I'm not going to repeat. So, anyways, now I kind of want to go back as a normal human. I did go back as a normal human, and I cleaned out the rest of my shit because I could not fit all things into 2 bags, and I didn't want to give anything away. Like I didn't know where to give it away. Like where do I go? Like it had holes in it. I should throw it away, but I think they'd shame me for throwing it away. So anyways, it was, yeah. So I went back and I did visit them for like 2 weeks, and it was incredible because I lived with my host family the whole time. I know a lot of people do not live with their host family. The most of the time, it's like 6 months, and they're like, "Cool, I'm gonna get my own place." I loved my host family. They allowed me to bake. I love to bake, and so I got to like bake them stuff all the time, and they were just really great. And we worked on their English and my Spanish, and I learned how to embroider and to hand stitch everything. And there's just like a lot of knowledge that came through Peace Corps, a lot of like wisdom and a lot of love and a lot of guidance. Yeah, all the things. But it's just like such different cultures. So like, okay, for instance, we lived in like a big house. Like honestly, they had built it back in the day. It is big. We had an indoor kitchen, and then we had an outdoor kitchen with like a full fire. So that was the main one we used. It was awesome. It was great. Like obviously over fire is better, especially tortillas, breakfast and lunch. Woo, baby, so good. But you got a big house, but 1 bathroom. Thankfully, we had like a quilting house up above, because she had her quilting business up there, and it had a little bathroom in it, like a tiny one, like you bare fit, like barely fit. But still, there was another bathroom. But the one down at the house, and there's 5 of us there. And when there's people over, there's like 8 of us there in 1 bathroom. And what the culture is like, okay, and also we had ceilings that touched the ceiling, I guess is what I should like. We had all four walls and then a ceiling top. A lot of houses have the four walls and they're like just an elevated roof. So then everything is open. So like you can hear all things, everything, all things, everything, all things. Okay? All things. Um we had ceilings, so that was nice, but still thinner walls. You can still hear a lot of things. So, one bathroom, and then like the living room's right in the middle, right? So, there's a room, bathroom, room, kitchen, room, and this whole middle part is your living room. All right. So, you're watching TV and someone's blowing up the bathroom and no one flinches. It's like, you're like programmed to just not, nothing's happening. Everything's good. Nobody's having explosive diarrhea in the bathroom right now. Not at all. This happens daily. Like, I think it's the rice and beans combo. Just kind of gets to everybody. So, no emotion. You're just like, which is very nice. Like, that's etiquette right there. You don't make a thing. But the other thing is these guys never have, well, there's no Kleenex. There's like no Kleenex. There's no sinus anything. They like don't get sick in the nose area. Like it's like if they get sick, it's like a tummy thing. Or like their heartburn or something. But it's like never congestion upstairs. Which me, it's always congestion upstairs. And when I blow my nose, it is like like, I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm like the girl that needed to step outside the classroom to blow her nose because it was just like too intense for everybody in the classroom. It was shameful at the time. Now I just let that shit rip. Why not? It's my nose. I need to clear it. So, anyways, but etiquette wise, I'm gonna go in the bathroom and I'm gonna blow my nose. And I do that. Everyone's watching TV, casual day, no, totally fine. I go in, I go to the bathroom, and then I blow my nose, and I hear my host dad go, Brittany! Oh, Brittany! I'm mortified, but I'm like, I just blew my nose. Like, there's no shame in the game anymore. Like, I don't let me feel this way. I'm like, what? What? And then I go out and he's like, whoa, Brittany, that was big. I'm like, dude. All I wanted to say was like, I hear you explosive shit so often and I can't say anything, but I blow my nose like a crazy woman and it's like a bomb goes off in the house. Oh man. It was, yeah. They're funny people. There was a lot of like those, type of things. There's just different cultures and different ways we do things. I can't even think of another example right now, but Costa has so many stories. I spent a lot of good time there with a lot of good people, American and Costa Rican. The Ticos are just awesome. I have a set of girls in San Jose that are just incredible. Um, they're so they're just legit, and people are just really cool, and they have a really cool culture. And I highly recommend anybody going to Costa Rica and getting out into and like a different community. Don't just go straight to the beach. If you do go to a beach, go to like a smaller one and get to know the locals and eat really good exotic fruits. Oh my gosh. I bake so much at home, but to be like handed a whole like branch of just bananas and it's like, Brittany, you make banana bread? And I go, oh, sure. I'll make you some banana bread. And then the next week I get a pineapple. Someone's like, oh, Brittany, you make pineapple cake? I'm like, yeah, I'll make you some upside down pineapple cake. So I'd do that. It was just like, oh, it was great because you needed something to drink your coffee with. And you'd have cafecito every day, twice a day, morning and afternoon. And you'd always want your little sweet treat, but not too sweet. So a nice pound cake was always perfect. They really like that. Cookies, a bit too sweet for them, crazy enough. And they like shoot, sweetened condensed milk packets. They love sweetened condensed milk. But chocolate chip cookies are a bit too sweet for them. It's kind of crazy. Different levels of sugar. Oh, and the sugar cane down there, just like, what's up, doc? With sugar cane. So good. I could go on. The breakfast is the best. Costa Rican breakfast. It goes hard. It really goes hard. But yeah, that's all I got for Costa right now. I just cracked me up. But for more next time on a Blazy bee. This is how I like remember stories. I just like hit it and then I'm like, oh yeah. So that was a good memory. Ciao.